Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to spring-powered South African air gunner. In true fashion, we've got a spring-powered air rifle on the test bench today. This rifle is the Walther Classus in 22 caliber. A couple of features that I feel are worth noting are the ambidextrous resettable safety. This I really like. Once you've cocked the rifle, it automatically engages. You can then disengage it, and if you decide not to take your shot, you can re-engage the safety. A very important feature in my opinion. The rifle features a ambidextrous Monte Carlo style stock. It's a nice hardwood stock, very nice, deep, rich color. Something that I've come to expect out of the wooden stock Walther rifles. Also, the rifle features a soft texturized rubber butt pad, which does help with that little bit of recoil that we do get out of this 22 caliber spring powered rifle. It also features a nice comb on both sides of the rifle so that you can get up a nice firm cheek rest, and it sets you up perfectly for the scope. I think these are high mounts, and still I get a very good clear picture without having to raise my cheek above the rest, which is absolutely critical for good consistent accuracy. The rifle does feature a 11mm dovetail rail, which is very nice and smooth, something that you would expect for a rifle of this quality. The stock also features stippling at the pistol grip and on the fore end, which is nice and sharp. It's just enough to keep the rifle nice and planted in your hand. The stock on this rifle is quite nice and thin and is rounded at the bottom, which means that it feels incredible in your hand when you rest it. It doesn't feel like you're holding a 2x4. Always good. The fore end is nice and finished off where the break action is. So far, I'm really liking this rifle. It features open sights, but to get the most accuracy, we've got a Discovery VT. It's a 3-12 by 42 with an adjustable objective. So today we're going to test out what this rifle can do, and in true fashion this morning I reached out into my pallet cupboard and I pulled out 3 tins. So we're going to go over each of these pallets now. So the first one we've got here is the Excite range from H&N Sport. So it's their budget range, and we've got the Excite Hammer in 22 caliber. The weight of the pellet is not posted on the tin, but I think if I have to estimate, it's going to be somewhere in that 14 grain range. Then we've got the Crosman Premier hollow points. These are 14.3 grain, and they're also in 22 caliber, of course. And lastly, we just had to have a JSB Exact Jumbo RS in the mix. So that is the 3 pellets we are going to test. The JSB Exact Jumbo RS is the last one, being 13.43 grain. I'm really excited to see what each of these pellets can do downrange in this gun. It is a sub 12 foot-pound spring powered air rifle, so recoil shouldn't be a problem. Like I've shown you guys, this rifle does come with a threaded barrel and a thread protector, which is texturized so that it is easy to pull on and off. So the very first thing we're going to do is we are going to be taking a look at the chrony numbers for this rifle. But before we do that, I've got a little tool here which has Allen keys of various sizes. With a spring-powered air rifle, especially with a spring-powered air rifle, you want to make sure that all your stock screws are nice and snug and that your scope is mounted firmly on top of the rail. Because it has the vibrations, over a period of time, the screws will work loose. So you've got to periodically check that they are nice and tight. And if your groups suddenly open up and you've got no explanation what it could be, that is probably what it is, or an extremely dirty barrel. But air rifles, I'm kind of on the fence with that, whether you need to clean the barrels of an air rifle. But that being aside, we're going to first off tighten up all the screws, and then we'll get to the shooting. Right, so we've got the target set up at 25 meters. We've got our 3 pellets, which are the Craftsman Premier, the H&N Excite Hammer, and the JSB Exact Jumbo RS. We're gonna shoot 5 shots of each onto our target at 25 meters in that order, starting at the left-hand side target, the Craftsman Premier, then the H&N Excite, and then lastly the JSB Exact Jumbo RS. We do have a little bit of wind today, so we'll wait for that to calm down before we get to our shooting. I'm going to be shooting out of the sandbag like this, with my hand behind here holding the bag and just lightly holding the pistol grip and squeezing the trigger as smoothly as possible, allowing the rifle to recoil as it wants. Since this is a sub 12 foot-pound air rifle, it shouldn't be as hold sensitive as some of the Magnum Springers, so that's going to aid us a little bit today. Seems like the wind has calmed down quite a bit, so we'll get on with the testing. We'll start off with the Craftsman Premier hollow points. Now, it's worth noting that the cocking efforts of this rifle is very minimal. It's nothing like what I'm used to. I'm used to shooting a Walther Century in 177, the 17 foot-pound version. So that thing is quite a monster to cock. This thing is quite easy. Once you've got it knocked open, just carry through and cock it all the way. A very nice and useful tip that I was given when I started shooting spring air rifles is to rest the butt pad on the inside of your thigh, just like this, and then holding the rifle, and when you break it open, just keep on going down, and once you've got it locked in, you're going to switch hands while loading the pellet. You don't want to be in the position where you're putting in a pellet without holding onto the barrel. In case something does go wrong and it comes flying up, you don't want to lose a piece of your thumb. So the wind has calmed down quite significantly, so it's time to get on with our testing. Here we go. Craftsman Premier hollow points, 14.3 grain at the left hand target. 5 shots. Right, so what do I think about this rifle? Well, first off, it's extremely well built. The hardwood stock feels very comfortable in your hand, and it provides with an excellent cheek weld to even a medium or high scope mount, which is very, very good. I think the open sights are great for beginners. If you want to plink in the garden, some tin cans, some soda cans, bottles, or even some close range pest control, I think they are great for that. But if you want to get the most accuracy out of this gun, you are going to want to mount a good quality scope, like the one we've got here, the Discovery VT 3 to 12 by 42 with an adjustable objective. I think the scope goes really well with this rifle. It's nice and short, compact. The turrets, which are pull to release and push to lock, work extremely well. It held at zero right out through all my testing. I zeroed the gun at the beginning of this week, shot it after work each day, and when I got out today, tightened up all the screws. There was one stock screw that was a little bit loose. It was pretty much bang on where I left it. So I'm really happy with how this scope and rifle combination performs. I think this is a great starter air rifle for somebody wanting to get into a higher class of spring powered air rifle. It's gonna give you years of service. It's got an adjustable trigger with a wide blade, which makes it incredibly comfortable to shoot. The rake on the pistol grip is nice and steep, so getting a good purchase on it is very easy, and it sets you up for that trigger very nicely. I think the shotgun style safety, which is resettable, is also a very important feature in my eyes. Being that it is an ambidextrous stock, why not have an ambidextrous safety? And I think Walther have got this right. The open sights do look of good quality. The rear sight is adjustable for windage and elevation, so you will be able to fine tune it all the way to where you want it. We've got a 1/2-inch UNF thread at the tip of the barrel with a very well finished crown. So mounting a silencer or suppressor or an air stripper is going to be quite easy. And then the last piece that I want to talk about is the shot cycle. This rifle has a very nice and smooth short shot cycle. It shoots almost like a gas ram, very smooth. It comes back straight into your shoulder. Provided you hold it correctly, you are going to get very good consistent accuracy. We got a very interesting result today that this gun does not like JSBs. Like I've said, this morning I stuck my hand into the pellet cabinet and pulled out 3 tins without looking, and it being the Excite Hammer, the Premier Hollow Point, and the JSB Exact Jumbo RS. I think with further pellet testing you might get better results, but I think it's pretty conclusive what we've seen today. This rifle is very accurate, and I think with a little bit of practice, some tinkering with the trigger, and a lot more trigger time, you might get even better groups than I got today. Guys, that is going to wrap up my review of the Walther Classus in 22 caliber. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. I also want to take a moment to thank our sponsors, pelletguns.com. They make this possible. They supply me with some ammunition and a rifle to test, and I really enjoy it, and I'm glad I can help with it. And leave me a comment down below to give me your opinion on this rifle and what other Walther products you own. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Never gets old. Oh man, that's great stuff.